Today, we are going to be ranking every single Stories from the Outlands. Every single one of them. If you see here, there's a bunch of launch trailers. I already did a tier list on every single launch trailer. You can check that out. It's a little bit outdated at this point, but today we're going to be going over the Stories from the Outlands, which are specifically the stories just to add to the lore. And there's a bunch now. There's like at least, I want to say there's like 20 of them. Some of these Stories from the Outlands are really short. Some of them are like a minute and a half long, like this one. Others are like 8 minutes long. The first Stories from the Outlands is a father's letter. I think this is a Watson one, right?
My dearest Natalie, you showed me up tonight.
I forgot about this one.
And I couldn't be happier or prouder of that.
His accent is so
I always
thick.
knew you were special.
Love it. Love that French accent. Look at that.
The games will be brilliant because you are brilliant.
You have to remember, like, at the time, she was brand new. It's the first time we've ever seen Watson.
I hope wherever you are, you're cheering for me.
Imagine at the time, this is the first time we've ever seen anything about Watson, right? So I think it was really exciting because, like, she just came out. The art here is a little wonky. It makes Watson look a little bit weird here. But besides the fact that this hyped up Watson very well, I don't necessarily think this is the greatest showcase of what she does, like who she is. It gives a little bit of backstory that her father was one of the creators of the Apex games, but even then, it's not very clear. It's just kind of a nice visual introduction to a new character. Mind you, this is the first one they ever made, right? After this, the Stories from the Outlands are way more fleshed out. This one in particular, though, is just kind of okay. A Father's Letter, it's pretty mid, man. I feel like it's somewhere between C and D. I'd probably put it at the bottom of C tier. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt because at this point, it was the first one. It is pretty okay. It just does the job. However, the next one is a bit of a banger. This one's 8 minutes long. Okay, we're watching Voidwalker. This one was pretty hype. Look at that. They even got the Respawn Entertainment Presents. I think this made people want a Apex Legends TV show. Respawn Cinematic Universe would be pretty tight. Wraith is so tight, dude.
Go, go, go.
Wraith is like one of the only people in the Apex universe with legit superpowers. The portal, there we go. There's just so much going on in this one that make it so freaking cool, man. And the fact that like it explains how Wraith's like ability works, where she has the ability to essentially talk to her other people, to other versions of herself. She's like, kick them, kick them.
Screaming.
Yeah, Wraith is a superhero.
Let's go.
I can't leave.
The kunai in her hand and everything too.
No one ever makes it out. I did.
The eyes. Ah, the kunai. Oh, this is so cool, man.
Trust just your eyes, and you'll lose.
That's a famous quote. Trust just your eyes and you'll lose. The cinematic is so good. That guy's mustache is huge. Damn, she should have killed him.
We can make them feel every bit of what they did to us. I'm not looking.
There's so
for
much
revenge.
going on in this, man. Holy
You know
crap.
who I am.
You always get goosebumps when watching this? Me too, man. Me too. Which Wraith is one in game? That's up to you to decide. It's up to your interpretation.
Well, maybe one day you'll get what you're looking for.
That's like the beauty of the cinematic. It's like you'll never really know.
This is wild.
We gotta go.
That guy's like a true villain. That guy's like actually a villain.
Look at you. Look at you.
Don't do it!
Kill him. Kill him.
What is with the fireworks? Are you insane?
Gotcha.
There we go. Dang. You think their aim would be better since they have R301s, but like they're missing every shot. No. No. I forgot about this.
Make it. Go.
Dude, this is a freaking movie. I'd watch an Apex Legends show or movie, anything, please. It'd be so good. Oh, I think that's our Wraith. I think that's literally our Wraith. That's a phenomenal trailer. I don't know how you top that one. That was the second Stories from the Outlands, and it was so amazing. My God. Easy D tier. No, seriously, Voidwalker, I think it's genuinely one of the best Stories from the Outlands, if not the best. We'll have to see. But my God, Voidwalker is actually incredible. and blew my mind. I'm gonna have to put it in S tier. I think S tier is fair. Easily one of the best ones. It's just 8 minutes long of pure amazing Wraith lore. A lot of people are Wraith fans, so you got a lot of really good fan service that way. The action's great. The voice acting is great. The storylines are cool. Their aim is terrible, even though they had R301s. It just added a ton of backstory and a ton of hype to the game. Now we're on to Cryptos, which is Forever Family. I like that they change their art styles every single time they do these stories from the Outlands. Also, Johnny Young's voice. Let's go, Johnny.
Run decryption?
Whoa.
It's a prediction algorithm.
We can use it.
You can't be serious. These people will find us and kill us.
But imagine what this could do for us. It's one time, the chance for a new life.
Oh, this one's sad. I forgot about this one, man.
영원한 가족?
Forever family.
Forever Family. I love how Crypto canonically starts as a business bro. He's a crypto bro, dude.
이게 뭐지? Damn it, Mila.
Dude, this is actually kind of crazy. I forgot about this. Crypto, no, live, Crypto! I love the art style. It's so clean. The EMP grenade. I remember people saw this and they thought that was going to be his tactical.
My redemption is still
Then he
out
changes
there.
his whole body.
Now it's time for me to show them the truth. Now it's time to play my game.
Yeah, dude, Crypto being released was so freaking hype. I remember like how it felt when Crypto first came out. People were blown away. They were like, he's gonna be so strong. He has an EMP grenade. His whole lore is crazy. He's a hacker. His drip is outrageous. It still is. His drip is still outrageous. And Crypto is still like a fan favorite to this day. That was a great Stories from the Outlands. Dude, Forever Family. That was a good one. I think the art style was really cool. It was animated. It really showed that Stories from the Outlands were not gonna be the same animation style from here on out. It's gonna be a completely different style. There was a lot of action going on there, a lot of backstory about Crypto. You learn about his sister. You learn about the fact that he's basically running from like the authorities the whole time. It really showcases his reason for joining the Apex games very well. Not super long. It doesn't overstay its welcome too much. I'd probably put an A tier. I think it needed to be a little bit longer, maybe a little more action wouldn't have hurt. It's a good bite-sized story from the Outlands. Oh, next up is one of my personal favorites. So some context is that during season 4, there was a bunch of leaks and a bunch of actual announcements from Apex Legends that announced a character named Forge as the new legend. As you'll see right now, that turned out to be little EA goof. Yeah, Forge looks tight, man.
With James the Forge McCormick. It's great to have you here.
Of course it's great to have me here. But please, call me Jimmy.
Now, you've been hailed by many as the People's Champion.
The People's Champion.
Some still believe that you are not ready to be an Apex legend.
The legends are great and they deserve respect, but they've never faced anyone like me. And when we hit the ground, I dare any of them to bring the fight up close and personal.
This is so good. Oh.
Hi.
Don't worry.
It doesn't even give you like an outro. It just cuts to that screen. Oh my God. So this was such a great trailer. I think most people were like kind of aware, like something was off about like the announcement of Forge. So when this finally happened, it just confirmed all of our suspicions. It was one of the coolest things that EA has ever done. Spawn hasn't really done a bait and switch like that in a while, and I hope they do that again. I would love for them to do a thing where they re-announce Forge. Like I would love that every time Forge gets announced, he just keeps dying. He's like essentially the Kenny from South Park of the Apex universe. And I want that to be the never-ending joke. I don't think they'll do that, but if they did, that'd be amazing. But where would I put this on the tier list? I would probably put Up Close and Personal a solid A. For what it is, it was great. It did a phenomenal job at announcing a new legend in a very clever and creative way. Next up, we got The Old Ways. This one's another long one, by the way. This one's like Voidwalker level. This one's animation style is pretty good too. It's similar to the Voidwalker one.
That would be your final test.
You want a Mirage Stories from the Outlands? Me too,
Trust
Nathan.
your instincts, young
Me
one.
too. Charge rifle. And I think they released that charge rifle skin with the Bloodhound skin.
I, Bloodhunter.
Dang, that charge rifle took forever to shoot. This one's pretty long, right? Like, I feel like it could end there, but it keeps going for a while. Yeah, Bloodhound has to hide the charge rifle because their family is anti-technology. They're like the Amish of the Apex universe.
Oh, you chosen exile.
Oh.
I have brought down a creature that none among us has ever slaughtered.
You traded the lesson of the hunt for a quick kill with a trigger. You
Ooh.
betrayed the old ways.
Cheater, cheater, pumpkin
Your tongue,
eater.
child. You reject the very wisdom that kept us alive.
Oh, you think that Arthur smelled the gunpowder? That's probably what happened there. Like Arthur just knows. Here it comes. That's a big boy. Oh, damn. Oh. Arthur the goat. Damn, Arthur is freaking badass. No. I don't remember that. I don't remember that happening. Oh my god, that guy got Aiden. That guy got Sean. Everyone died for this.
I lived to see you pass the test. It was not the gun that protected them. It was you. The old father guides you now.
Dude, so sad. Damn. That's a sad moment there. Can we get an F in the chat for Arthur? Just grab his respawn banner. Simple as that. Just grab his respawn banner. There's like beacons everywhere, dude. What's wrong with you? The banner expired. Shut up.
Go now to Valhalla End.
Damn, that's a long one. That was 10 minutes and 24 seconds straight of just cinematic. I genuinely think that if that one was just a bit shorter, the pacing was a little bit better, that could have went down as one of the best Stories from the Outlands, but it's longer than Voidwalker by 2 whole minutes. Just really let that sink in. Look, I got the yawns, bro. I think the overall impact is still there, but I think it loses it a bit. I think B tier. B for Bloodhunter is good. I think if it was a bit shorter, it could be A tier. I think if the pacing in general was better, it probably could be S tier. Okay, we got Lobas Legacy of a Thief.
The system tried to erase the tragedy, but some wounds are
This one's cool. This one shows Lobo's entire backstory fully.
With success came wealth, power, and friendship.
Simp Rick, let's go!
But something was always missing.
Something was missing, her
Until
parents.
now. There we are. I'm off to bed.
Wait.
Dude.
I found him.
Here, this
What?
is...
What are you talking about?
Loba's revenge story is so great. Oh, it's so scary. Yeah, that was good. That one's short and simple as well. It has a couple things going for it. Simp Rick being introduced is great. It does show like a bit of Loba's like extreme need to change her life and stuff. She's like clearly content being a thief, but then once she discovers that Revenant exists, then she rejoins the Apex games to try and kill Revenant. It's good. I don't know if it's anything like super hyped. Like I don't remember if this trailer really like got me like crazy hype for Loba. Obviously the simps out there are gonna keep saying stuff like A for Loba's ass, like please. B for Loba's booty. Shut up. Let's focus on what the actual content has provided us. And what it did is show us just a little bit of backstory for Loba in a very succinct way. Did it really add anything to the grand scheme? Not really. Was it bad? No. Was it mid? It was better than mid. I'd probably put it like mid B tier. B for boy, if you guys do not stop simming for Loba, I'll be mad. That's what B is for. B is for boy, shut up. Anyway, this is the Ramparty time, guys. We got a little bit of Ramparty going on here. Some alcohol.
Well, I gotta hand it to you.
Bangalore, Gibby.
You sure do know how to make a fine piece of hardware.
Not only that, I think she may even be a better shot than you.
Dang, Bangalore did not like that. Bangalore was like, really, dude?
Chance you go, Anita?
Ooh.
Every time. You're just too bad, Pete.
Oh man, Rampart's shop is so cool. Like the concept of her being like someone that makes weapons is super cool. They introduced a villain called Big Sister here. I hope we get her in the games. I think her design is super cool.
Get her!
Oh my god.
Where's Big Sister?
That's Big Sister. Yeah, Big Sister right here. The Rampart wall, Sheila. Oh, it's so cool.
Well, you put up one hell of a fight.
Blisk! I forgot Blisk was in this.
Lucky day, eh? Yeah. You earned this. Let's get you patched up.
Whenever Bliss shows up, Blisk is like the Nick Fury of the Apex Legends universe. If he shows up, it's a good time. Overall, pretty cool. I love that. I love that it shows Rampart's like shop. Rampart's shop is super fun. He shows off for both of her abilities pretty well as well. Bliss showing up is just the cherry on top. I would put it in high B tier for Blisk, B for Big Sister even. I hope Big Sister gets added into the game, but also it doesn't explain anything about the villains at all. And also it's like they were trying to kill her and then they just knock her out. Were you killing her? A little mini pet peeve of mine is when you're clearly trying to kill somebody and you just don't kill somebody. Like, come on. We're watching Promise, okay, as the Horizon one. This is the Interstellar one. It looks just like Interstellar.
All right, dear. I'll tell you the story but one last time. Once
It's
upon
so
a time,
sad. This one's so sad,
the
man.
kingdom was in a terrible state, and they needed a hero to save it.
Oh, so this
Someone
also
brave
introduced us to Ash.
And true to her word, for the hero had someone very special in her life. Someone she loved more than anything.
Seriously, it's Interstellar, man. It's so sad.
Kingdom, safe for him.
Also, I love the art style of this one as
But
well. It's
just
very
when it
nice.
felt like the world was against her.
Like a storybook.
And her sacrifices were all for naught. Hope emerged. And there was just one more thing to do.
God, Ash, why would you do this to her?
The hero must travel to faraway lands to find the crystals that would save us all. But first, she made a promise. I'll be back, and we'll be together soon. Aye, my love. And with the crystals in hand, and the certainty of a promise kept, all the fear
15 crafting materials. Oh. No, Ash, don't do it! Ash, don't do it,
they
no!
lived happily ever after.
Ash, this is gonna lead to a domino effect where you're gonna get killed by Pathfinder. Ash, don't do it!
Sorry, dearie.
No! So time dilation, she spent like a couple weeks in the space, and that was equivalent to like years.
This isn't the end of our story.
And then she survives 87 years later. So this is literally Interstellar, man. Every time I see this, it's so sad. It also showed us Olympus, which is kind of cool.
It's just a matter of time.
That one was heat. When it first came out, everybody was so excited. It showed us new legend. It showed us the new map. It gave us hope. This trailer got better because it also was a bit of Ash backstory. At the time, we speculated that she was somebody that may come out later. We didn't know exactly who that other scientist was. Some people did speculate that that other scientist was Ash, but it was kind of like, you know, a shot in the dark. So later when it was confirmed that it was Ash, completely like blew us away. So this trailer is really good. It sets up a lot at the same time. I almost want to say S tier, but it really did just copy Interstellar. Is that a bad or a good thing? You know, I'll put it at the bottom of S tier. Yeah, I think it was an overall really enjoyable Stories from the Outlands. Your heart hurts after that. This one is also pretty fun. This is the Fight Night one where Pathfinder wants to find his creator and stuff. The cities always look so cool on these cinematics. Fight Night! Also, this guy could become a legend too, which is pretty exciting.
The whole planet's a gilded cage, and the canaries
He's
screaming.
like a detective. He wants to find Caustic. That's his goal.
Scum, I've outlived my purpose. Like this guy.
Pathfinder,
You
no!
gotta face facts, pal. Not everyone makes it 12 rounds. You miss, there's no second shot.
I'm talking to you, Tin Can.
This is so funny. Look at him.
Oh! You're fired!
Dude, why is this one so funny? He's there for everything.
Pathfinder.
We've made you for a quiet purpose.
Oh, his mom. It's so sad.
I'll take it from here. Excuse me, friend. I think I'm about to discover my purpose.
Hey! Mob's not taking my witness. I need him.
You need me? Piss off, scablet. Bam!
Pathfinder is so funny, man. This is probably one of the best Pathfinder skins. I agree.
Listen, they'll be on us any minute. To finally find the thing that gives your life meaning.
Oh no, friend!
I forgot that he dies. The grapple.
Nice thing.
He now has a 30-second cooldown. Look at him. Look at him go. Look at him box. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Whoa.
Just you and me, friend.
Yeah, that was a good Stories from the Outlands. Forgot about that one. It was funny. Probably the funniest one we've seen so far. Very serious at times too. Got a little bit of backstory for a guy that hates Caustic. Future legend in the works there. Who knows? In general, pretty good. Okay pacing, kind of all over the place. Kind of like gives you a bit of that Pathfinder backstory that a lot of people have been craving. Right below Forge, mid A tier. Just a solid A tier one. Now we're on Fuse, as good as gold. Fuse time. Fuse time.
Oh, is baby okay?
Ah, Fuse and Mad Maggie.
These Salvo freedom fighters should have fought for some softer bones.
They're thick Australian accent.
Show some respect for real Salvo badasses.
This one's a bit goofy. They just show their really strong friendship. And then the bone cage. This one kind of rocks. That's a great scene. Everyone loves that one. It's interesting. He joined the games before his arm disappeared. So he didn't have abilities until after this. Mad Maggie basically gave him abilities.
You're gonna need this. See ya. Thanks!
Her screams are so funny to me, dude. She's gonna scream again here. Dude, his arm just fell off and he's playing it like a champ. Doesn't even care.
No need for a truce anymore, eh? Throw that out for me, will ya? It's a lost cause.
Her scream, dude. She just keeps screaming. Oh my god, shut up, Mad Maggie. Honestly, this is probably one of the weakest ones by far. Like, yeah, it gives you a bit of like Fuse Mad Maggie backstory. I get it. It's unnecessarily long, kind of boring. Some people are definitely like Fuse fans and they'll be like, no, Macro, you're wrong. But like, it's a goofy one, but it's not even that funny. So it's just goofy in a weird way. I want to say it's like high D, low C. I'll probably put it in D tier. D tier for Don't Scream at Me Ever Again, Mad Maggie. Like, it was only 4 minutes long, but it felt like it was like 10 minutes, dude. We need a banger one right now, dude. Oh, this one's a banger. You got Valk over here looking for her dad's helmet. This one is great. I remember this one being amazing. Like, Valk is one of the most hyped legends when she first came out.
Can I speak to your manager?
Something the matter?
The legendary
Blisk, baby! Her backstory, the daughter of Viper. Oh, Viper. Look at his voice. The voice is so good.
You're never flying one of these death traps.
It's so sad that we kill Viper in like Titanfall 2, dude. It's kind of heartbreaking.
My bloke's hard, eh?
best pilot money can buy.
Oh, the North Star Titan. So cool. As a Titanfall fan, this was so hard to watch because people were like so sad.
Something's jamming the...
They were so sad. They're like, wow, Titanfall 3? We're gonna get Titanfall 3? It'd be nice if North Star could fly like this in game.
We've all heard the stories. I've lived them. What matters is what you can do when your life is on the line.
Oh, that's a great transition. I didn't realize that. Oh my god, it's so like... She almost dies here, dude. Dude, this is so crazy. I forgot how good this one is, man.
Makes you blind. And gets the ones closest to you dead. I know, little Viper.
I like that Bliss knows. I think that's what makes Bliss so cool is that he's not even afraid of dying. That's why everyone likes Bliss so much as a character. Look at Viper, jumps out of his own freaking thing just to save his daughter. True pilot. He's a good dad, okay? He's not the best dad, but he's a good dad.
Worst part was
at least he gave her his jacket because that jacket is tight.
Maybe he left because of me. but he died because of you.
He knew what he was fighting for.
Technically, he died because of me, if you know what I mean. Check out my Titanfall 2 playthrough. Oh, he's a good dad.
He wanted your legacy to be better.
He's a good dad. It makes me really sad, man.
Viper, are you a pilot? Or just the sobbing daughter of one?
Oh, that was so hype. I remember how hyped everybody was to see Valkyrie come out, because Valkyrie was such a great bridge to the Titanfall universe. I think that entire segment was incredible. Like, that is 100% S tier 1. It's a perfect length. A ton of stuff. Blisk is in there. Do I? No. There's no way. Did he just add an S plus tier for this? I think I'm doing it. S plus. Yeah, that is probably the best Stories from the Outlands. I don't even think anything's going to top that one whatsoever. We're a little bit more than halfway done. I think a little commercial break. Check us out, guys. We still got my merch. Don't forget to buy it. Merch plug. Buy my hoodie. It's right here. Look at that. Wow, good prices. Over here, we got a hat. Buy the hat. It looks great. It looks amazing. Sexy, sexy. Macro merch.
Yeah, noob. And that's a great price.
See? Don't just take my word for it. My chat agrees. That's a great price. Back to our regularly scheduled tier list. Next up, we have a pretty short one. The next Stories from the Outlands is Metamorphosis. Oh, this one has the Zima Blue from Love, Death, Robots. Zima Blue, if you guys look it up. Same art style, same artist. It's so aesthetically pleasing. This one is genuinely aesthetically pleasing. The whole moon blew up. God, look at his eyes, dude.
One glance will reduce a mountain to dust.
God, Seer is so drippy.
And an ocean to a desert.
Imagine being bullied for having beautiful eyes. I know, right? His eyes are so nice. I always found that really funny how he whips up a gun.
Everything he touches will be changed. This, it cannot be unseen.
I genuinely did like the art style. Some people didn't like it. I really enjoy it. Like, literally, they bullied him for having beautiful eyes. It's so goofy. That never happens in the real world. If you have nice eyes, you know you don't get bullied. That's just the rules. I don't write the rules, okay? Metamorphosis, though, in general, I love the art style. It's the Zima Blue art style. I'll show you what Zima Blue is. Zima Blue. See? It's so freaking cool. You can look it up, Zima Blue from Love, Death, Robots. Metamorphosis shows us Seer, gives us a bit of his backstory, his sad, tragic backstory that he was bullied for having beautiful eyes. Who would have thunk it? Not me. It's not bad. I don't think it's bad at all. I just think it's very much like a pretty average one. I'd probably put it below the old ways, above Legacy of the Thief, right about there in solid B tier. I think it's a fair place for it. But next up, we got Ashes to Ashes.
Are you sure you don't need any help, Dr. Reed?
Also, that's
I already said so, didn't I?
That's Horizon Sun, right?
Take the night off.
I like that she refuses to kill, like, Horizon Sun. So Ash dies here because of Pathfinder, which is hilarious. See, Pathfinder was right there. You saw him on the floor. Pathfinder caused this.
She's lost too much blood. We can't save her.
The body, perhaps. But the mind could be salvaged.
Even when I
This is Ash's death in Titanfall.
You still clung to me, infecting me with your weakness. That's a lie.
Oh man, Ash is scary, dude.
Thank you, Dr. Summers. You've given me some very valuable information. Now, to put it to use.
That was showing the backstory of the fact that the previous incarnation of Dr. Ashlyn, whatever, that was definitely a A tier. Is it better than Promise? No, I think it's like bottom A tier. A for Ashes to Ash. It's a good tier. Oh, that's S. Sorry. Woo. Yeah, like right below the Forge, right there. That's definitely a good spot for it. I almost put it in S tier, guys. Like, it was okay. Like, it was good, better than most, but not S tier, dude. We got Gridiron. Gridiron is the one that introduces us to Bangalore's brother for the first time, and also shows us a little bit more pilot action, which is really tight. Dude, look at those Titans, man. Every time you see a Titan, it's always exciting.
Where's Lieutenant Williams?
Wait, hold on. Wait, where are you going?
Bangalore, no! Anita Williams is so, she scares me, dude. She's like, she's so war crazy.
This is enemy territory. Yeah, I am.
Dude, honestly, like, Bangalore is like super lame in this, dude. She like basically like calls the IMC onto this like, pretty safe area over here, man. I like that to Bangalore, the bad guys are the good guys. The bad guys to her are the good guys in Titanfall. Because she's part of the bad guy coalition. She's such a narc. That's what she is. She's a big old narc. This is Commander Scryer. SOS received. What is the status of your commanding officer?
There was no retreat.
There should have been.
Dude, Bangalore, calm down. She's so mean.
See what I saw? We were dying for a lost cause, and they knew it.
Then that was the mission! I can't let you do this, sir.
Dude,
this is wrong.
That's what happens when you become a narc, bro. When you're a snitch, snitches get stitches, bro.
Such a waste.
How are her and Jackson tight now after pulling something like this? I don't know. They're family. This pilot does look tight, though. I love pilots' designs. Look at that wall running action. Like, you can never go wrong with seeing some pilot action in these trailers. Anything that reminds us of Titanfall is a big tease. Respawn dangles Titanfall 3 like above our heads, like we're a little cat. Damn. Oh, oh, whoa. Oh, this is also to promote the Bangalore heirloom, I feel like. It was, right? It was to promote the Bangalore heirloom. And also show us who Jackson is. Come on. Oh! That was tight. I forgot how cool this was. Kill him. Kick his ass. Nice. The animation style got a lot better, I feel like.
You did what you thought was right.
Oh, we need a Pilot Legend so bad. That was pretty cool. I would probably put it like upper A tier, right below Forge getting killed. I think that's fair. I think A for Anita is the play. Going on to the next one. This one is Judgment, the Mad Maggie story. Oh, we finally see Mr. Silva. The new villain is introduced here.
It's Mad Maggie. And pointless.
This part's crazy, man.
Salvo is a syndicate world now.
Look at this, look at this. Oh!
Salvo was a free world. No matter who's flag soil.
That part's so weird. He's so badass. 9 out of 10 dentists don't recommend.
Mr. Silva says no.
Mr. Silva says no.
Let's see him bloody try to kill me.
The part with the tooth really makes me not like that part. I'd probably put it bottom of seats here. It's such an okay trailer. Now we're moving on to Hero. So this one is the Newcastle trailer. This one's pretty cool. It's like a little comic book style. This is the first time that I've ever met like a person that hasn't qualified for the Apex Games. Like, I was like, if Newcastle can't qualify, but like they're just letting in Mad Maggie a criminal recently, or they're letting in Mirage. Like, how did Mirage qualify? But then whatever. These gangsters are so. I like this gangster's design.
Look, man, it's not me. These crappy teammates are dragging me down.
Doesn't matter. You haven't made it in.
It's not me. These crappy teammates are dragging me down. That's the most Apex Legends statement ever.
Just give me another shot.
Ooh, the pun. The puns, dude. I forgot about this. The puns are crazy. Damn. Boy, he can fight. He can fight.
It's hilarious. Trash man thinks he'll do better than me.
Yeah, he sucks. This guy sucks. This guy's so cocky. He's over here like he's never qualified for the game ever. He's like, this trash man thinks he's gonna do better than me. Anyone could do better than you, dude.
Don't talk. Hey, you.
He's dead.
See you soon, sis.
It's a great introduction to Jackson. At this point, this is the second time we've seen him, so now it's like even better. And I'm just really glad that that worked out. I love Newcastle. I think he's one of my favorites that they added recently. For his story, it's not bad. It's a good length. It's a good way to show why he's in the games, because it really is confusing as to why he's like hiding his identity and stuff. It does all of the jobs correctly. It also does like put a hole into what the Apex games are. Like, do you live? Do you die? Are there risks? Like, there's a million questions that keep coming up whenever anything is brought up with the logistics and and the actual like economics of the Apex games, you know? But beyond that, I'm gonna put it in top of B. B for best dad. Just a solid Stories from the Outlands. Nothing that made me go like, whoa, but it's good. So B tier is, I think, fair. The last long one we have is this one, which is Family Business. This one is literally just here to sell stuff. There's not a single new character really introduced in this one, and it's just to sell skins. You'll see in a second. It shows a little bit of Lifeline backstory though. It's Lifeline backstory. So it just shows Lifeline was a combat medic. Ooh, her family's company, man.
I'll figure something out.
Silva Pharmaceuticals. I love that it shows like her and Octane's like friendship, which is really cool because like they've been friends since forever because they're both the heirs of like their family's rich evil corporations. Also, we see what Octane looks like without his mask. That was the biggest reveal of this whole thing. It showed Octane's face without a mask, and that blew up on the internet. People were like, Octane's kind of hot.
That guy. Hands up.
Oh, that was tight. I forgot how cool that looked. No, too bad he doesn't need those legs later. Too bad he gets rid of those legs.
Where is my daughter?
Oh man, her mom seems so scary.
There you are, my darling. Quite a mess you've made. I'm so sorry. Stop. You don't want them. You want me. Promise to leave these people alone, and I'll come home. Go ahead, Captain.
Oh no, they still kill everybody.
Consider this a lesson in the family business. We do whatever it takes.
What's up, mi amigos? Welcome to our channel.
We're here
1 million viewers.
hostage situation.
He's over here like, I can't be on your side. You're literally a... Like, this guy's such a jerk. Why are you such a jerk? She just saved your life.
You'll always be ashamed.
Look at his face without a mask. Look at his face without a mask.
Stalked you.
Tell Silva.
Yeah, that one's really fun. In general, though, like, is it a good story for Outlands? Yes, it's a very fun one. It has some cool animation. It doesn't add too much to the grand scheme of the lore. There wasn't many characters introduced. You finally did meet Lifeline's mom, which is pretty cool. A solid 8 here, probably below Ashes to Ash. So right about there. I think that's a solid spot for it. The first one of the final 3 is what's her name? What's her face? Vantage. Man, I forgot. I feel like a lot of people already forgot about Vantage. It's Morbin time? No, guys, no Morbin times in the chat, please. No more Morbin time, guys. I guess it's Morbin time.
A cargo ship with no cargo.
Vantage's mom looks like she's like she looks like the same age as Vantage.
World is dangerous
it always
enough
throws
for
me
you,
off.
my wild one.
Like they didn't even try to make her look that old.
What does GDS stand for?
What's the only truth?
I think it's because the voice actresses sound the same.
Wants to kill me.
Okay, here Vantage goes. Vantage goes in and makes a done goof moment.
Prisoner T.
Like, why did her mom lie to her? She would have totally been like, hey, I ain't running away from people that wrongly want to imprison me. Like, why lie to your daughter, dude? I remember this being kind of a mid Stories from the Outlands, to be honest. We all love this little bat. The little bat is the highlight of this for sure. This scene is pretty cool though, with all the bats.
I can't see.
Like, it's just a constant Morbin time, dude. I'm glad Echo saved her life, though. That one is probably one of the worst ones. I'm be real. I think it's because Vantage is kind of such a mid-legend that, like, you can't help but be kind of bored. Also, the whole, like, premise would have been solved if the mom just told the truth to her daughter. Be like, hey, by the way, that ship, don't click anything on it because there's a chance that if you do, it might tell people that they're going to put me in jail. And be like, Mom, why are you going to jail? Then she could just explain it to her daughter. I feel like a lot of these are just, like, convoluted sometimes. And the more convoluted, the more frustrating it is on the lore side of things. But I think it's probably the worst one. Putting it in D tier for that was lame. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, it was boring. Couldn't wait for that one to be over. We got the Catalyst one. Okay. Catalyst. This shows like the broken moon thing. They're working on trying to fix the moon that Seer broke. The funniest thing about this is that the two friends are not ride or die. Like, these two friends show up. I think they have a screen time of 10 seconds and then they disappear. Like, these two, not ride or die.
Someone needs
they just
to do
leave.
something.
They just should have
Last
leave.
time we listened to you, we almost ended up in jail. I thought we were a sisterhood.
Like, they just dipped by.
Funny, isn't it? The moon may be dying, but it's this place that's
They ride but
broken.
not die. It's so funny because Margot's like so nice here, and then later when they go in and just like blow up the entire thing. Like Margot, whoa!
Really?
You never discussed this with us. You didn't know we're gonna go full on eco-terrorism,
You're much
dude.
stronger than you realize.
This one feels very human, TBH.
Transitioning.
I feel that. I feel that.
Sort of hard. What is this?
It's the goop. The goop. It's the catalyst goop. Yeah, from 0 to 100.
You didn't say anything about a bomb.
What did you think we were doing here?
Stop.
The woman who saved Cleo.
I like that they just captured her and didn't take the bomb off.
That's a rough bit of luck.
Broken moon, man. Broken moon.
Now, do Sheila.
Like, that one was cool. That one was definitely a simple one. It does introduce us to Catalyst and Broken Moon at the same time, pretty successfully. Do I think it's one of the better ones? Not really. It's okay. It's probably like top of seats here, above the father's letter. C for Catalyst. Simple as that. Okay, now we're on to the final one, Encore. Let's check it out. We already saw earlier some of the best fathers. We saw Viper being a good dad. We saw Newcastle being a good dad. We saw Watson being a good dad. Watson's dad being a good dad. And now we got this mofo. Arguably the worst dad. I feel like Ballistic's son is definitely going to be a character in the future. Terrible dad, dude. Terrible dad. Just look at him abandoning his boy. Look, he's crying. Look at those real tears.
The hero once known as Ballistic.
Bottom tier dad.
Exclusive. Ballistic's son, Nathaniel, has just qualified for the Apex Games.
I hope Nathaniel does come, though, genuinely. Man, he was so angry about that, but look at this. He's about to go off. Cuts his hair. His gun's underneath his pool table. Got the smart pistol on lock. The glasses. The absolute shades. He does look super cool, man.
Mr. Brinkman. Oh, if you're looking for our pension division, they're down the hall, second left.
You and I are going to make a deal.
Ah, yes, I so fondly remember your soft touch negotiation style.
You keep my boy out of the games. He never sets foot on your soil, and I'm all yours. Do we have a deal?
Yeah, it's like two sides of the coin. It does look really cool, the red glasses and the green glasses being juxtaposed with each other. I wonder what Nathaniel would have done in the games. He looks pretty generic. That was the final one. This one's really good, though. Genuinely, it's a great introduction to a new character. Ties in Silva, ties in all these other things. I hope Ballistic lives up to the hype. Easy S tier, S for Sun. I think Ballistic is showcased off perfectly in this Stories from the Outlands. I hope future Stories from the Outlands showcase the new legends pretty good. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. That is my Apex Legends Stories from the Outlands tier list. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree? Which one's your favorite? Which one's your least favorite? And which character do you wish had a Stories from the Outlands? For me, I really want a Mirage one. I think Mirage really doesn't get enough love. I would love to see a little bit of Mirage backstory. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and vibing. And if this becomes a video, play the outro now.